Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel's Strike Force. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Sword Battle Lab and Mutants versus Zombies, the events that is starting later on today. I meant to do it yesterday. I kind of held off for a little bit because I thought that maybe it would go into preview, but it did not. And because of that, there is going to be a milestone, and I'm pretty sure a leaderboard associated with the Sword Tower because Sword always has one of those things, and we don't know how many total event orb fragments that we're going to be getting until we actually see that. And I mean, maybe no, it's not there now. I was going to say, like, I checked this before and it's not there, and for that reason the events math is going to be a little bit weird. That being said, it is pretty easy to do without that. So for some reason it's actually player friendly, to the extent that if you don't even participate in the sword tower, you can still get the event item. So that's a good thing, actually. There's a few other things that I want to talk about as well in today's video, so let's boil this down. First thing I want to start at is I want to thank you, the players, for helping me get through cataclysmic completion without lifting a finger. No, I mean, I did four nodes. I think I did 4 nodes just to get myself on the leaderboard originally. I don't even think you had to do that because I think they sent free milestone points, which would get you on the leaderboard for people who didn't even want to bother to do that. So thanks for all of you guys who pushed to get this done, because I just couldn't be effed to do this. I'm sorry, for those people. I do want fun PvE experiences, but I want there to be a carrot associated with this. So I have said this on many occasions where I don't mind content like this, and if there was something else there, I would have done it. It's just that there really wasn't, and the crap skin that I don't really care about, it is nothing for me. Like, if there was anything in here, anything at all, that was worth running it for, I would have done it. But there wasn't, so that's why I didn't bother to. Hats off to everyone that bothered to do more than I did. I mean, I guess this is me at 4 nodes, I'm pretty sure. So there wasn't even a lot of people who just even did that, which is surprising. So yeah, I think I did. That. Whatever this was, the first 4 nodes or something. Anyways, so just wanted to talk about that. The second thing that I want to talk about before we jump into the event math is going to be Crimson Storm. So this is starting again. Where's my other one? So it is possible to get a free to play completion to milestone 20. I did it with my alliance. Nobody spent. We just barely scraped by. Now, I think there's probably a few people in my alliance that missed the free claims. So I'm not sure what the maximum is, but I do know that it's possible. So it's tight, I'm pretty sure, but you can get to that last milestone 20, which is nice. And I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same this time around as far as the 600k goes. I mean, it's right here. I'll just take a look at it really quick. Anyways, I don't think that they changed that 600k. Same rewards. It looks like they just regurgitated it again. 300,000 points, 175, and then the rest of it comes from the allied supply orb fragments, which was 1,000 per claim. So as long as they don't change that, right, then it should be 1,000, like 24,000. I don't know why I bothered to even do that, times 6 days, right? So 144 plus the 175 plus the 300. So it's about 619,000 is where you should be able to get to. That means, you know what, that there was like 17 total free claims unclaimed in my alliance during this period. Oh well, we still made it anyways. Just make sure that you're on top of your alliance about doing the free claims. Should get milestone 20, and you'll get the 100,000 X coins. Speaking of X coins, there is going to be that event orb that's going to be in the Mutants versus Zombies event. It is in the store. We can kind of take a look at that as well. It is called the X coin orb or something like that. Where is it? Over here, X coin payday orb. The problem is we just don't know how many of these we're getting, because this is going to be in the reward structure for Sword Tower in the milestones. We do know that the first 10 floors are going to be new, but they're super easy. And this whole tower, I think, is designed more for new players, because the final floor is going to be exactly the same as Winter's Peak from December, which was Mephisto. There was like Mephisto, Zombie Juggernaut, Panda Pool, something like that. I think there was an Apocalypse as well. But there's no newer enemies past Mercs for Money. There's not even an Old Man Logan. I think Panda Pool is like the newest character that are in the nodes. They haven't really retailored these nodes at the top, so I don't think it's going to be very challenging. But there should be a leaderboard associated with that after you clear after you clear floor 60, which is just you beating floor 60 over and over again to try and get as many clears as possible for the leaderboard, which then should pay out something. probably some fragments of these things so that you can then get points for the main leaderboard, which we're going to talk about. It's complicated because it's a leaderboard within a leaderboard typically. But every sword has had this, so otherwise there would be no point in running it after the top floor, right? Which is more of a kiln thing. So X Coin Payday has a minimum drop of 20,000 X coins, which isn't a whole lot, and the maximum is about 155k. The rates aren't super great, so I hope that we get quite a few of these because the minimum being 20k is really not much given that it's 12,500 for one G20, right? So this is like 1.5 G20s in one orb, bare minimum, which is not super stellar. So I hope we get a few of these, but the points are 2 to 1 for the fragments. So like 2,000, like one orb of these is 4,000 milestone points. So I'm not sure how many we'll end up getting, and we'll have to wait until we see the actual event go live later on today. It should be at 5 p.m. by the way. So the event will start at 2 p.m. but the Blitz reset timer is 5 p.m. Pacific. So make sure you're aware of that unless it launches early. This has happened before in the past, so keep an eye out around the Blitz selection window around between 2 and 5 o'clock just in case, because the reset timers for Blitz is at 5, not 2 typically, unless they moved it back. But I thought, did they fix that? Actually, you know what? I'm not 100%. Let me do a quick sim really quick. I'm pretty sure that oh no, I wouldn't be able to show it's a show 24 tower. That's right. So I don't know why I did that. But normally if you do your 8 blitzes, you hit a cap of your total blitzes and it would tell you what the reset timer was. Maybe they changed that. Did they change it back to 2 p.m.? I swear that it was out of alignment for a while, but maybe they actually fixed it at some point. So ignore what I just said. But if you know something about that, or I was right or wrong, let me know in the comments down below. I very rarely pay attention to Blitz these days. Let's talk about the event itself, though. So this is going to be the chart for the Mutants versus Zombie event. You can see on the right-hand side the kind of rewards that we're getting, the X-Men badge currency, a fair bit of X. Actually, you know what? Now that I realize it, why are we even doing that? Because it's already in the game. We can just look at it. I don't know why I did it with the chart. So you you can see it right here. There is a fair amount of X coins, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 405, there, 515, and that's the tiara right here. And this is pretty easy to get to. I wouldn't be too concerned about this because if you look at the scoring, you get 120,000 just from war battles. So you're going to get at a bare minimum without even touching Sword Tower. You're going to get 120,000. So realistically, where I think that we're probably going to land, I would say milestone 16. I think those extra 200,000 X coins might be out of reach, but it's maybe with the payouts, depending on your rankings in Sword Tower, you might be able to get this. And I'm just assuming that a 7 red Zombie Scarlet Witch just ain't happening without some sort of spending, right? Because there's a pretty big gap there between 17 and 18. Now, I do want to mention that there is some points related to spending power cores, a 1-to-1. I honestly believe that that's just going to be the free to play way, or any way really, to break ties, because the amount of orb fragments that you're going to get from the Sword Tower is going to be static, I guess, right? Like, you know, if everyone hits floor 60, then there's no differentials unless there is something in the leaderboard payout, I guess. But by and large, there could be a lot of people tying up with the amount of orb fragments, so the power cores are going to be the way to do that. Should you be spending power cores on this event, though? I don't think so. And I want to touch on this because the ranked rewards are actually worse. So I want to touch it. We'll start here at the back at 1 to 10%. 5, 5. This is fucking awful. So just to put this into perspective, that last leaderboard was 2020 for 1 to 10%. And all of this stuff basically has been heavily reduced by anywhere from 30 to 40%. So the amount of G20s that you're getting on this event is not good. The last one was pretty good. This one, not so much. Even when you're looking at like top 4,000, like because you can see that's where they nerfed it. They nerfed it right here at the top 4,000, because you can see that it jumps from 80 to 80 at top 4,000, but anything above 4,000 is 40/40. So this is where the nerf occurred, whereas they didn't really have this kind of nerf on the last event, which the name was escaping me. The Heroes something maybe, I forget. But anyways, you know, the amount of G20s that they're giving away, and for some reason they're actually giving skill gear away again, even though in the data mines it was talking about tech gear. So I don't know why they're doing that. There's actually tech gear down here in the milestones, but not in the leaderboards. It's super strange because it should have been in here as well. But Scopely is Scopely. They're giving skill. We need skill gear anyways for vigilantes, Thanos Endgame, that kind of stuff. But you know, as far as the amount of rewards go, like if you're not breaking into the top 4,000, there's not that many in there that's worth stressing out about. So I guess it depends on how far we can push in this, and it will be interesting to see the leaderboards as well on the back of this event because Overpower. Congratulations, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Overpower Day. That's not the point of this video, but we're going to be seeing the effects of that later on this week or throughout the week as well. And that should be interesting because when it comes to the leaderboard, we'll get to see basically how many players are left standing by the end of this event and whether or not this overpowered debacle has put people into some thinkings about whether or not they want to continue playing or not. So there is that as well. Did we have? Oh, we actually have the numbers to go over again. It's not. I don't know. Do we need to? Not really, but we'll touch on it very quickly anyway. So event items at 108,000. We already talked about that. There's some ways that you could spend to get a little bit more points here, right? So you could open these Daredevil Modern Orbs. I don't know how much they cost. I think they might be 10 or 15 US dollars. But you do get 15,000 points, which is quite substantial as far as points go, and it's way more than the value of what power cores would be, honestly. So if you were thinking of doing light spending, not that I'm necessarily advocating for that, but buying these Daredevil Modern Diamond Orbs would be the best way for you to do that, because honestly, it's valued at basically a 6 yellow of one of the newer characters as well. So in terms of total overall points, 2-to-1 on the X Coin Payday or fragments, but we don't really know how many we're getting. Big question mark until it actually goes into, until we can actually see it in game. And so we know that we're at least going to get to the event item. So let's just do the roundup here. This event is a leaderboard, but the only way to push free to play would be either to spend cores or doing the best you can in Sword. There should be a leaderboard. Reminder that this tower is daily timers. Now, I need some confirmation on this. So I'm going to do this. I thought it was 5 o'clock Pacific time because I thought that's what blitzes were, but maybe they did end up changing that back to the actual event timers at 2. I need some confirmation. You haven't blitzed in so long that I can't remember because it's only Sword Tower that's actually affected by that. Typically, it's not affected in Kiln and things like that. So you do need to do tower battles every single day, right? And so that's going to involve you taking your entire roster. Now, one thing that I'm also not sure about, which was in previous Sword Towers, is there used to be a 5 yellow lockout for characters. I don't know if I've seen that in the blog, and I don't know if I've seen that in the actual description of the event. Usually Sword Tower has a 5 yellow lockout, so do be aware of that if in case you cannot use certain characters, namely the newest characters like Liberty or something like that. So keep an eye out for that. There should also be a Sword leaderboard that's going to contain Punisher and Elektra diamonds. I'm pretty sure that it's not directly going to be in the milestones, even though the blog language suggested that it would be. Normally, these old character rework diamonds tend to be in the leaderboard section of the Sword Tower. That's exactly what they had for Winter's Peak as well. I forgot who that was for. Maybe for Absolute A Forest or something like that. I forget what it was. So this event will be very hard to break ties, I think, and the only other way to really do that is by expending power cores here and there. Now, what you could be doing if you want to spend power cores, not necessarily spend it, but you know, we talked about ways that you could do that in one of my previous videos, which is going to be hoarding your energy, because neither campaign energy or ISO 8 energy is used for this week. So this is a really good opportunity once you've done all the stuff that you need for Quack Fu. You should be pretty much over that by now, that you can start hoarding the varieties of energy. And I'm going to be hoarding both of them because I'm already done the Strike Pass a week in advance. So that's something that I wanted to make clear that I've been doing, that I'm going to be doing with the campaign energy. I just finished my Quack Fu milestone that I'm going to be done for this. And I'll be hoarding for an entire week until the next Strike Pass. And we'll see when it comes to the following week, you know, if any of the energy sources are going to be used there. So that's going to be it for now. Good luck on Sword Tower. Good luck with Overpowered this week. There's going to be some more videos to come this week as well. Do want to let people know I'm going to be doing an update about that probably on Friday. But as you guys know, I will be leaving the country, and so there may be some disruption on the video side of things until things get settled down. But that's it for now, everyone. I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.